Hi my friends, today we are reading the last book in my little Disney book collection, The Emperor's New Groove. Just so you know, we have made it through all of these books. This is the Magical Disney 30 book collection, so this is the 30th book I've read. I'm pretty excited about that. After this I have some Star Wars books and some more Disney books and a bunch of poetry from Shel Silverstein and a few other books that I just have. So we will be changing gears after this, and I'm very excited. But for now, let's get started on The Emperor's New Groove. When a selfish Emperor Kuzco is turned into a llama, he teams up with a peasant named Pacha to find a way to become human again. But Kuzco isn't very patient or nice. Will Kuzco ever be human again? Let's find out. Here is our picture that we start off. Weird, it's the last picture. And here is our cover page, or our title page. The title is Disney is The Emperor's New Groove, and again down here it's by Disney Press. They own the copyrights to the book, the picture, the story, the movie, everything. So let's find out what happens. Once upon a time there was a magnificent empire run by Emperor Kuzco. Kuzco was the all-powerful ruler of everything and everyone. But in his perfect world, nothing was ever good enough for him. In fact, Kuzco was spoiled, rude, and totally obnoxious. And those were his good qualities. Kuzco had an advisor named Yzma. She was nasty to all the peasants. Yzma's assistant was a muscular man named Kronk. He did things like swat flies for Yzma, even if it meant swatting his own forehead. Yzma wanted to take over the emperor's job. One day, Kuzco caught Yzma on the throne, and he fired her on the spot. She was furious. Later that day, Kuzco met with a peasant named Pacha. The emperor announced that he was going to destroy Pacha's village to build a vacation home called Kuzcotopia. Where will the people in my village live? Pacha asked. Kuzco answered. Don't know, don't care. While they talked, Yzma was coming up with a plan to get rid of Kuzco. Yzma decided to poison Kuzco with a drink. That night, Kronk and Yzma held a dinner for Kuzco. As usual, Kronk goofed. He poured the wrong potion into the drink. When Kuzco drank from his cup, something very strange happened. The emperor grew long ears, some fur, and hooves. He had turned into a llama. Yzma told Kronk to knock Kuzco out and get rid of him once and for all. Kronk did as Yzma asked. He placed a very limp Kuzco into a sack and flung it off the palace wall. Seconds after Kronk dropped the sack, he felt terrible. He leapt after it, but it was too late. The sack landed in Pacha's cart as it rolled on a road below. Before Kronk could catch up, Pacha disappeared into a crowd. Later, when Pacha opened the sack, he was surprised to see a llama inside. He was even more surprised when the llama spoke. Demon llama! Pacha screamed. Where? Kuzco said, looking around. He spotted his reflection and realized he was the llama. Wait! I know you, Kuzco said. You were that whiny peasant. Emperor Kuzco? Replied Pacha in shock. Kuzco demanded that Pacha take him back to the palace so Yzma could make him human again. Not unless you build Kuzcotopia somewhere else, Pacha replied. Kuzco angrily stomped into the jungle. The jungle is dangerous, warned Pacha. La 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 la, Kuzco sang, ignoring Pacha. Not listening. After tromping through the jungle for a while, Kuzco came upon a cute little squirrel named Bucky. Bucky kindly offered the emperor an acorn, but Kuzco wasn't very grateful. "Hit the road, Bucky!" he shouted. Kuzco turned to leave and tumbled down a hill where he found himself surrounded by a pack of hungry jaguars. The jaguars chased him to the edge of a cliff. Just when it seemed like it was the end for Kuzco, Pacha swung through the jungle on a vine and rescued him. But then they both fell into a river thousands of feet below. "You call this a rescue?" Kuzco asked as they splashed into the water. Meanwhile, back at the palace, Yzma was the new ruler. "Kuzco is dead, right?" she asked. "Well, he's not as dead as we would have hoped," Kronk replied. "You bumbling fool!" shrieked Yzma. Yzma ordered Kronk to take her on a search for the missing Emperor Llama. Night fell in the jungle and Kuzco was exhausted after his adventures. Pacha draped his poncho over Kuzco as he went to sleep. The next morning, Kuzco said something he had never said before in his life. Thanks." He also agreed not to destroy Pacha's village to build Kuzco-topia. Pacha was overjoyed. Of course, Kuzco was lying. He didn't think he needed Pacha anymore. Later that day, he laughed as Pacha fell through a broken bridge. Then, Kuzco fell too. They were stuck in a crevice above a group of hungry alligators. Pacha realized they would have to work together. Carefully, the two made their way up the cliff. At the top of the cliff, a piece of rock crumbled under Pacha's feet. Kuzco reached out and saved him. "You just saved my life," Pacha exclaimed. "There is some good in you after all." Meanwhile, Yzma and Kronk were making their way through the jungle when he met Bucky and told them about a talking llama. They knew they were on the right track. Pacha and Kuzco went to a jungle restaurant. While there, Pacha overheard two people talking. It was Kronk and Yzma, and they were talking about killing Kuzco. Kronk told Kuzco what he heard, but Kuzco did not believe him. Hiding in the bushes, Kuzco listened for himself. "If you hadn't mixed up those potions, Kuzco would be dead," Yzma yelled. Pacha was right. Yzma and Kronk were trying to kill him. He and Pacha had to get back to the palace to find the potion to change him back to a human. When they finally got to the palace, Kuzco and Pacha raced to the lab. But while they were searching for the potion that would change Kuzco back into a human, Yzma suddenly appeared. "Finish them off!" she told Kronk. Once again, Kronk was confused. It didn't seem right to get rid of Pacha and Kuzco, so Yzma dropped him through the trapdoor. Pacha grabbed the human potion from Yzma, but the bottle fell on the floor, and as Pacha and Kuzco scrambled to get it, Yzma tipped over the whole shelf of potions. All the bottles looked the same. Yzma called her guards, who surrounded the two friends. Pacha began tossing potions at the guards. The guards changed into a warthog, a lizard, a cow, an ostrich, and an octopus. Soon, only 2 potions were left. One of the remaining potions would make Kuzco human again. Yzma lunged for them and knocked the vials out of Pacha's hands. As she and Kuzco sprang for them, they butted heads. Yzma landed on one of the bottles, and it turned her into a cat. Then there was one bottle left. Kuzco knew it must be the one that would make him human again. Yzma the cat grabbed the vial and bounded out of reach. She would take the potion to become human again. Just then, Kronk opened the door and accidentally flattened Yzma. She dropped the potion, and Pacha caught it and handed it to Kuzco. He drank it and turned back into the young emperor. The emperor was grateful to Pacha. The peasant had not only helped him regain his human form, but it also taught him that kindness and friendship are the most valuable things in the world. Later, Kuzco decided to build his summer home on a different hill. And, oh, one more page. Pacha and his family and friends were happy to celebrate this newfound happiness with Kuzco. Kronk was happy too. He became a scout leader to all the kids in Pacha's village. With Bucky's help, he even taught them how to speak squirrel. Yzma the cat stayed at the village too. She even attended Kronk's scout meeting once in a while. Soon, Kuzco was enjoying village life in a small hut built on a hill right next to Pacha's. It wasn't Kuzcotopia, but Kuzco was happy anyways. For the first time in his life, he felt loved and at home. Now that is the end of our story. And our last page. Thank you for tuning in and reading along with me. Until next time, have a great day, my friends.